Joe Skipper just showed up here as well. He's getting his stuff lined up. Let's look at Joe here. He's casual, just hanging out in his polo. Ready to go?
Yeah, ready to go, mate. Like, I had as good a night's sleep as you can hope for. Just finished sorting all my bike out, just chilling out, really.
Don't be afraid of the dark. Be careful with stars. Not every light is gonna guide you, baby.
We're kicking it off. We're kicking it off live.
Keep it close to your heart.
It is.
All
And
of
they're
the
off.
pressure's gonna drive you crazy. Close your eyes to the madness. In the morning, it's all gonna vanish. Don't be afraid of the dark. Be careful with stars. Not every light is gonna guide you.
An incredible race for Joe Skipper here, who came across the line in 5th after being so far out of it all day.
All right, guys, so Kona's all done. Been back for a few weeks where I took it easy. And then now I've been in training for about a week and a half, probably 2 weeks, something like that. To be honest, it all blurs into one at this top part of the season. But got another 10 days left, and then it's time to taper for my last race of the year, Ironman Arizona. Hoping to go out on a high, and just been training hard for that, really. The start list has just been announced, and there's a really strong field. You've got Ben Canute in there, you've got Sam Long, you've got, who else? Names escape me, but I do remember seeing it, and it was really strong.
I, as many other people, was very excited to see you at Kona. We watched pretty much all of the race. How was your experience?
My experience in Kona was mixed, really. I would like to finish a bit higher up than 5th. The way the race panned out for me was I got a good swim start. Like after about 700 or 800 metres, I felt like I was really far up there. Might have even been a K. It's hard to really know at the exact amount of time, but I could see Christian because I could tell by the little circle things on his trim tech suit and the colour of his hat. So I knew I was in a good position, and the fact that I could see the kayaker for quite a long period of time, whereas normally with me, as soon as we say go, the kayaker's gone with the lead swimmers. So I knew I was up there good, but the problem was I was kind of like swimming on my limit, and when people were like knocking into me trying to get on feet that I was on, it was pushing me further back in the pack, and then I ended up on the back of the pack, I think, and then it happened again, and I guess I just lost a metre, and then because I was swimming on my limit, I didn't have the extra like oomph to kind of sprint back into the pack or move it up in the pack. You know, I was kind of at the mercy of everyone else. It's a bit annoying because I've heard some other people talk about how the race went, and they said after 2k the pace went right down in the group, and then it felt mega easy. So I think if I'd have just managed to last another 10 to 15 minutes in there, I might have got to that point where the pace went down and it would have been very easy, but I didn't quite last that long. And then anyway, once I did get dropped, I kind of got mopped up by another group. I didn't know the group that I was in was as big as what it was. I was in 3rd place, but it did feel very easy in the group, extremely easy. I was almost doing catch up, and I knew at that point, God, I'm losing a lot of time. But if I had have gone onto the front of that group, we might have swam 20 seconds quicker, something like that in the end. But I would have used a lot more energy. So I kind of thought, you know, I might as well sit in, and the fact that we only lost 4.5 minutes or 4 minutes in the end, I was actually surprised because I felt like it could have been a lot more. So swimming's definitely getting there. If I was in the form what I was in February, March time, when I think I was swimming my best, maybe I might have lasted a bit longer. I might have been able to last in it. I don't know, but it's encouraging to see that I was able to stay there for a decent amount of time. So I've got to take the positives there. Onto the bike, got out of transition, did the little crit loop around the town, which takes about 10 minutes. And then going up Palani again, someone said Cam's 40 seconds, so he must have stormed through transition and pushed that first bit really hard. I put a bit of an effort in, managed to catch up with him and drag a few others, like Leon Chevalier was one of them who was there. He did the final bit, closed the gap to Cam, and then tried to I did the first turn on the front, and then Leon managed to pick up a 1 minute penalty for I think losing a bottle, which was really unfortunate for him. So he did a turn on the front and then ended up stopping in the penalty tent. I didn't know until I saw him pull into the penalty tent and thought, bloody hell, like maybe he's got 5 minutes for getting a drafting penalty or something like that. But turns out it wasn't. And then going up the hill quite high to the turn. So this is about 80 k's in. It was absolute chaos. Like we caught a big group, and it was just like a nightmare trying to overtake them and making sure that you don't get a penalty. But managed to navigate that, and then starts getting hot, I struggle a bit in the heat. Even on the bike, it's like I start overheating, and the power that I'm able to put out was just so much lower than what I can normally. So I wasn't really able to do that much the rest of the ride, really. You know, after the descent, Leon put a big dig in. I got distanced a bit. It was a real massive tailwind on the way back, so I thought, well, there's not really much point in me riding really hard to try and close the gap to them. I might as well just ride at my own pace. I don't have to worry about getting a drafting penalty. And because there was such a big tailwind, the speeds were quite high anyway, so I knew I wouldn't lose a massive amount of time, and I could take bits easier when I got hot, try and cool down, and ultimately not overheat starting the run. Got onto the run, first 10Ks, really easy, 340k pace, thinking this is great, it's all going to plan. At the moment, you know, from where I am, you know, as far as the run goes. But then going up Polani, I started to like get quite really hot. And then over the top of it, it was just like the batteries had gone out of me, and I just was running 410k pace, 405s. And if I tried to up it, it was like my legs felt fine, my breathing felt fine, but I just feel like so hot. And if I try and go much faster than that, I just overheat. So I just had to kind of settle at that pace. I overtook a few people, Cam, Tim O'Donnell, and I think going into the Energy Lab, I was in 8th place. Not great, but like it was okay-ish, I guess. And then coming out the Energy Lab, I just had a second wind, and I thought, right, just push it hard. You know, for 7 or 8k, if you overheat a lot, it doesn't really matter. You know, just time it so that you get to the top of Polani, and that's almost like your finish line, because it's downhill from there, and you know you're not going to lose that much. And you know, if you blow up at the line, that's the whole idea, really. So pushed it hard for about 7 or 8k. And managed to go from 8th place to 5th place, which I was really pleased about, and actually ran my fastest 5k of the race, which was 18 minutes and 5 seconds, I think, according to Training Peaks, which like is good if you can hold that pace all the way through. You know, that'd be a very fast marathon. So to do it there, if I take the positives, I had a good first 10k and I had a good last bit, but it was just the middle bit, you know, but it is getting a lot better. Got into 5th place, kept it, and ran 2:45, which is my best in Kona, but it's just frustrating knowing that you're in such good run shape, but the heat really limits me on the bike and the run. But 5th place, best so far. Things are getting better in Kona, so I guess I've just got to you know, keep progressing and get a bit better at the heat prep, really. That's a big thing for me, getting a little bit better on the swim so I can stay with that lead group, and getting better in the heat, and then I should be really competitive in that race. So there's some positives to take, and looking forward to having another crack at it next year. But this year, still one more race to go. Hurried through that little race book, so I don't want to dwell on it too much and you know, take ages talking about it, because it's probably a bit boring for you guys watching it. But Arizona's left now. That's the main focus for this year. It's just one big race result there. And I think looking at the field, it's very strong. And I think, to be honest, there's going to be around a 7.5 hour time that's going to be needed to win it. You know, when you look at like Ben Canute, second at 70.3 worlds to Christian, and Sam Long, obviously having a very disappointing 70.3 worlds with the penalty, he's going to have the bit between his teeth. So it's going to be a very competitive race. And I think people are going to push each other to get a fast time for that race.
Yes, I've never seen you on that bike before, Joe.
So yeah, using the road bike today, to be honest, I find using the TT bike gets you a bit like bogged down, like really tightens up your hips and everything. And when I was in Kona, having to use the TT bike for 3 weeks, I think actually was quite a negative. And if I was going there again, I would take definitely my road bike. Like in the lead up to Wales, I used predominantly my road bike for training, and to be honest, for most Ironmans I do. And having to ride all my rides for 3 weeks before the race in Hawaii on the TT bike just felt like, yeah, it just didn't feel good, and struggled to do some of the higher intensity sessions. And in the past I found that when I ride well on the road bike, it translates really well to the TT bike, and actually spending too much time on the TT bike, I actually detrain on it. So doing the session today on the road bike, going to do 2 12-minute efforts at around threshold, which hopefully 370 to 380 watts, and then an hour effort at the end around 330 watts, which should feel like you're working but you've got more in the tank. So it's a decent session. I've been doing quite a lot of threshold and VO2 max work since Kona, and that power's going well. but I just want to do a longer effort, just a bit above Ironman pace, just to kind of get used to riding a sustained power for a long period of time. So pretty tough session, but looking forward to it, and yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, when I blow up, I'ma soar high like Peter Pan. In real life, be living all my dreams. If I'm waking up, it's in a foreign land. Whole wrist covered up in ice. Dealership, never ask the price. I hit the mall and ball with my dogs. Yeah, I swiped it once without thinking twice, cause this what I was made for. Man, I know this what I came for. On a big stage, couple thousand people, and they do whatever I say so. Have chicks that color of the rainbow. Yeah, chains on me like Django. Be a long way from my tank low, cause my Tesla charge for them bank rolls. And I'm grinding, money on my mind, and I'm headed to the top. I won't stop until I find it. Write my name in diamonds, but all these lights are blinding. I wonder, is it worth it? Feel like I'm losing my mind. Yeah, remind me.
Don't be afraid of the dark. Be careful with stars. Not every light is
Alright, so done 2 12-minute efforts, about 3:72 I think it was, and 3:84. Felt really good. And then the 30-minute effort's been going, or the hour effort's been going well. Did 333 for the first half an hour, but had to lap it because we went for a small town and it's too risky to like keep on the power through there. So now about to start the second part of it, which will take me all the way to Norwich. Should be about 25 to 30 minutes. So it's going to be done in 2 parts. Had 3 minutes so far between it. Here we go.
Look, since I blew up, everybody telling me that I'm the man. Same people gave me the finger, they reaching out for me to give a hand. In a different city and my pills came, cause this tour don't happen, I feel pain. And the girl with me say she down for life, but she don't even know what's my real name. Just try to get what she came for, and ain't nothing I got safe though.
So just finished the ride. Annoyingly, just for the long effort, headphones run out of battery, so that was the end of me listening to Celine Dion to get me through the set. But now it went well. Really enjoyed that. So 12-minute efforts, 3:73 for the first one, 3:84 for the second. So really good, felt nice. The second one actually felt better than the first. I think I was a bit more warmed up then. And then the longer effort, I wanted to do ideally an hour constant, but went for a town, and it's a bit sketchy going through there because I know a few cyclists that have been hit because it's really narrow. So I just took it easy, and that was about 3 or 4 minutes. So it was effectively 2 30-minute efforts, 3:30, 3:40. Not sure what the hour would have added up to if you add in the recovery, but probably 3:20, including a bit through the town. So that was decent. Now I've just got 5 to 10 minute cool down back home, and then just going to chill out, have some food, and then get ready for a swim later, where do 6/400s hopefully in the pool. I'm going to say it now, so I've committed myself to the session so I don't wimp out. Yesterday went to the pool and wasn't really feeling it, so it was only about 1k, and then I got out and went to the sauna instead. So got to do the session today and get it done. Hold on, that looks like it. Can I borrow that a sec? Much better. So I made it to the pool, which is amazing in itself. If you'd have seen me swim yesterday, didn't we, Mark? We had a tough one, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
So you got all the big triathlon squads around the world. You've got the British Triathlon Performance Squad in Loughborough. You've got Aquabears in Tucson. You've got the Master Squads in Boulder, Colorado. But they've got nothing like this. The Norwich pensioners swim squad here. Will rival anything around the world, wouldn't it, Phil?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
You think you've seen some proper master squads, you ain't seen nothing on this. We've got Techno to the right. Go on, Phil, give us a... That's how we do it, guys. 6 times 400 on the cards today. Got to make amends for yesterday where I only did a kilometre and then got out. Here we go. Sorry? Give it away. Speed. Come on, Phil, come on, get him. Warm-up's done. Back to business. What's the set then?
6 times 250 off a 5-minute turnaround.
6-minute turnaround.
6-minute turnaround.
You've got to hit
yeah.
515s. Them two have got to hit 515s. I'm doing 400s and I've got to hit 520. And we're going off 6 minutes. And I'll know if they're slacking off because they should be getting to the wall 5 seconds before me.
Well, we won't be slacking off then.
Yeah. Expecting big things. You've improved a lot, haven't you?
Yeah, we're doing alright.
It's gone camera shy now. Big things, mate. Big things from you, Phil. Right then, let's crack on, see how it works. Right, so that's the swim done. Didn't get too much coverage in the water because I know there's some kids that watch this and we don't want to scare them with our technique and give them nightmares. But that's the day done. That's the training done. Sorry for today. Hope you guys liked it. Pretty tough, a lot of threshold in there, but you know what the Norwegians say, don't you? It's all LT1 and LT2, so if it works for them, you never know. Hopefully it might work for us, eh, Techno?
Yeah.
Techno and Phil were absolutely flying today. I was expecting to be within 5 seconds of them, but was lucky to get within 7 or 8 seconds. They were hitting awesome times. So yeah, good session all round. I was well chuffed with times I hit. I think I averaged about 5:13, 5:14, so a lot better than expected when I was warming up, that's for sure. See you later, guys.